If you have fine hair like me, one of the most frustrating things is that so much popular viral advice just does not work the same way for us. For years, I would see so many people recommend these amazing products and amazing routines, and I would try them out and my hair would just end up looking flatter and more weighed down than it did before I started. So through a lot of trial and error, I've kind of learned what popular pieces of hair advice work for those of us with fine hair and which ones just do not. So topic number 1 is hair masks. I want to just start with the idea that if your hair needs hydration, you should go with the thickest, richest mask you can find. I feel like every time I open social media, someone is recommending a very thick, intense hair mask. And if you have thick, coarse, very dry, damaged hair, that might be exactly what your hair needs. But for my finer hair, those types of masks would just make me feel like my hair was completely coated in grease right after showering. So because of everything out there on the internet, I used to confuse my hair needing hydration with needing a really heavy, intensive formula. And a lot of the really thick, deep conditioning type masks would make my hair feel very soft, but also just so incredibly weighed down and flat. So I still use masks regularly, but I go for formulas that are more serum-like, that hydrate my hair without leaving it coated. I like to feel like the mask has completely done its job, but then washed off. I'll pop a couple that have worked really well for me on the screen here. I love the Dove, I think it's the Intensive Repair Serum Mask. That one is my all-time favorite hair mask. I did see that they have a hydration version. If you've tried that and you like it, or if you don't like it, let me know because I've been curious about that one. But I also really like the L'Oreal Hyaluron Plump mask. I'm actually using that shampoo and conditioner right now and love that too. And the Pureology, I think it's called like the Hydrate Superfood treatment mask, something like that. I'll pop that on the screen too. That's a good one as well. So yes, if you have fine hair, try to find products that are specifically tailored toward that. I used to think I had thicker hair because I have quite a bit of hair, but my individual strands are like, I can't even grab one. They're baby fine and you almost can't see or feel the individual strands of hair. Okay, topic number 2 is layering products. If you watch any random hair routine video on YouTube, it's probably going to have like 10 steps that you're doing after the shower and include like one product from every category: a leave-in, a mousse, a styling cream, an oil. But my fine hair has a strict limit. The more products I use, the faster it loses movement, the faster it feels weighed down, and the faster I have to wash it the next time. Even if every individual product claims to be lightweight, for fine hair, I found that a more simple, minimalistic routine just works best. So now when I am styling my hair out of the shower, I'll just pick products based on what my hair needs that day. If it's feeling really dry, if it's feeling good, if it's feeling like it needs some volume, I'll only put in what my hair needs rather than feeling like every step in my little ritual is required. And on most wash days, I only use a leave-in conditioner and that's it. So my very favorites, I'll pop these on the screen too, are the Eva NYC Hydration Leave-In, the blue one, the L'Oreal 21-in-1 spray, or the Pureology Color Fanatic. Those are the best ones that I have tried that work for my hair type. So simplifying my routine has saved me so much time and money, and it genuinely makes my hair look and feel better and healthier. And I'll link my full hair routine on the screen just in case anyone is curious. Topic number 3 is training your hair to need fewer washes. I heard for years about how important it was to train your hair to go longer in between washes and that would make your hair so much healthier. I tried stretching my wash days because I thought washing more frequently was automatically bad for my hair, but for my hair type, I honestly feel like it's the opposite. My scalp gets oily quickly, and forcing myself to go longer between washes didn't change that, even after literal years of trying to train my hair. So really it just meant spending an extra day feeling uncomfortable and trying to disguise it with dry shampoo. And for my hair type, using dry shampoo multiple days in a row is so drying and damaging. So now I just wash my hair whenever I feel like it needs it, which is like every other day for the most part, and my hair has been doing so much better. I also don't need to clarify it as much because there's not as much product buildup, and clarifying shampoos can be pretty drying. So that I think has made a difference too in the overall health and feel of my hair. I just think the best schedule is the one that keeps your hair looking and feeling the way you want it to, not the longest number of days you can possibly go. Hair training just did not work for my hair type, and again, I tried it for years. Topic number 4 is one that I did not come to terms with until probably about a year ago. I was very much in denial, and that is haircut inspiration. So this had nothing to do with the products I was using. It was the inspiration pictures I would bring to the salon when I was wanting a haircut. So for years, I had hair pictures saved on my Pinterest of people with really thick, long, voluminous hair and tons of layers. But when I was looking at those photos, I wasn't really wanting that haircut necessarily. I was wanting the density and fullness that person had in their hair. And unfortunately, a haircut cannot give you an entirely different hair type. I was in denial about this for a long time. I was like, surely my hairdresser can just work magic and make my hair look exactly like this inspo photo, right? So when all of those layers were cut into my fine hair, it just removed too much density. My ends looked so much thinner and my hair broke off so much more quickly. Like I would have those little balls at the end of my hair strands where they would just snap off. Have you had that before? That happened to me all the time. And then I would sit there for hours outside on my porch, I remember this, and I would cut every individual hair. I would spend like 2 hours doing this all the time. And I think that just made it worse because they would be right back. But anyways. Now I look for inspiration photos of people with my specific hair type who have, that fine hair with similar texture and density to mine. And I found that I can still have layers. I just prefer longer, softer layers with a more blunt base. A blunt haircut is really good for fine hair because it's going to make your ends look really full. So instead of texturizing and point cutting a ton at the bottom, I just ask for it to be cut pretty straight across. And if I'm cutting my hair myself or if I'm getting it cut at a salon, the only place I really do texturizing or thinning in my hair is these front pieces just to get them to blend. Everywhere else I want to keep as much density as possible, so I go for pretty minimal texturizing. So don't only show your hairstylist the haircut you want, try and find someone whose hair type is actually similar to yours. Another kind of random thing on this topic, if you have fine hair but it's very long, it can so quickly look just flat, like it is just sitting on your head with no volume. Like I feel like my hair just looked like this before, like it didn't have any dimension. And so I thought that if I put a bunch of layers in my hair, it would give me a lot more volume and make my hair look fuller. But I realized that with fine hair, placement is everything. So for fine hair, it can look really good if you, again, keep that base blunt, but then only add layers or shorter pieces around the front of your face to kind of frame your face or around the very top, just for a little bit more fullness at your crown without losing density in here. I feel like when I get a lot of internal layers or layering toward like the middle of my hair, it loses too much of its bulk and it just looks so much thinner than it actually is. Hopefully you can see my haircut better from the back. The ends are very blunt and then all of my layering is like up in here. I try to keep the rest of my hair as full as I possibly can. So yes, if you have fine hair, I'm very sorry, but put the inspo pics of the people with very long, thick, voluminous, perfect, glorious, extension-filled hair away. And find a realistic hair inspo pic of someone who actually has your hair type. That has made such a difference for me, especially with expectation management, because for years I would get haircuts and I would just leave so disappointed because what do you mean my hair doesn't look like I just added 75 rows of extensions to look like my inspo pic? At a haircut appointment, mind you. Being a girl is so hard. It really is. Okay, the last topic I wanted to talk about is air drying. I feel like for a while now, air drying has kind of been pushed on us because all heat is bad. You want to avoid heat on your hair as much as possible. Blow dryers are damaging, etc., etc. While I completely understand wanting to minimize heat damage as much as possible, air drying just does not give me the look that I want. My hair gets so frizzy and it looks so much drier if I don't blow dry it. And then if I air dry it, I end up needing to style it with some sort of heat because otherwise it just doesn't even look presentable. So my hair tends to air dry very flat. Like I have absolutely no natural volume at the root. And if I air dry these little shorter top layers that I have, they're healthy, but they for some reason just end up looking like dry. Who's calling me? It's my doctor's office. I kind of don't want to talk to them because I need to schedule something and their day and time options are horrific, so I'm being avoidant. Anyways, what was I saying? So I dry my roots with my hair dryer. I wait until my hair's like 70% air dried, and then I dry the rest with a blow dryer. Rough dry the roots, use some sort of heat protectant every time. The leave-in spray that I use every time I wash my hair does have heat protection in it, so I don't use anything additional on top of that when I dry my hair. And then do the ends with some sort of smoothing brush. I just use a little round brush. I don't like sit there and actually style my hair with a round brush, but I just use it to smooth it out so that I'm drying it downward so that my hair looks a lot more tamed than if I were to just kind of rough dry it everywhere. So I feel like with fine hair, I've learned that healthy hair is not really about avoiding heat. It's just knowing how to use heat in the best way for your hair type. And for fine hair, if your hair is like mine and it gets very frizzy and dry looking, blow drying it is so much better than air drying it and then realizing it looks like a mess after you've air dried it and then feeling like you need to style it with even more heat. Okay, so I feel like I could go on and talk about this for another 2 hours. There are so many things I've learned for fine hair, and it's so many things that are the complete opposite of what is pushed out on social media so much of the time. If you have fine hair, I would love to know if you have any tips or pieces of advice that have worked really well for you. And I really hope that this was helpful. Thank you so much for watching.